I think this album represents getting out of that grip and seeing the light again and breaking through. So yeah, that's kind of the deep meaning behind it. But also I just like how it sounds.
You told me you got it from the back of a cereal box.
Damn it, Jaime.
Hey guys, James Wilson-Taylor here for Rock Sound. Pierce the Veil are back in the UK for a run of shows. I'm delighted to say the guys are with me now. Hi gentlemen, how we doing?
Hello sir, good to see you again.
Good to see you again, good to see you all you guys. We're back once again and you're back in the UK. This is very exciting. Obviously it's been a little minute since you've been over here. Must be so nice to finally be playing in front of these UK crowds again, right?
Oh my god, dude. I think we just played like 3 of the craziest shows of our life.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're just going to quit while we're ahead.
I'm not going to quit, man. I'm going to keep going, riding this high.
Absolutely.
All right with you.
Good luck.
Yeah, there we go. Glasgow tonight. You know that's going to be absolutely wild. It always kicks off in Glasgow. But yeah, the London show, like the stuff I've seen from it and everything, it did just look like, yeah, we're back. People have been waiting for it and ready for it again. It's got to feel really nice to come back to a reception like that.
Jaime peaked again.
I peaked. I didn't think it was going to happen the first 3 times, but now just keep peaking. Continue peaking.
Continue hitting that peak.
Something in the water out here was great. It was definitely a vibe. Something that I can't remember any London show feeling like that, but it pumps me up for every show coming up.
So nice.
Yeah, man. We've been waiting to come back here for a long time. We've been dreaming about it. Yeah. Been wrestling in my sleep, thinking about it.
I tried to bring the weather with me, but it didn't work. So
yeah, it rarely does. A lot of Americans try that one. It rarely works out for us, man. Well, I mean, it's nice to have you guys back. Obviously, last time we caught up was in Vegas for When We Were Young festival. What a lovely time that was. How was your second weekend? I've seen like so many bands saying it was arguably one of their favorite gigs ever doing that festival. I certainly loved it just being around it. But how was that second weekend for you guys? Now you're reflecting on it.
It was amazing. It was really cool being able to go back into it, knowing kind of how it was all going to work,
sure.
what to expect exactly. But the crowd was insane. Like the first one, it was awesome.
Yeah. Felt like a real moment. I saw. I think it was Jim from Jimmy Eat World was like, that's top 5 gigs I've ever played. And
I agree.
You kind of see why.
It felt like a representation of the entire genre of like gathering 10 years of like at least 10, 15 years of nostalgia and like just like showing how big the genre actually is. Yeah. It was just like such a representation of that. It was wild, man.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Nice to see it, man. Long may it continue.
Now we're all older.
Yeah.
After that.
A little bit older, a little bit wiser.
Speaks for yourself,
That's
bro.
What we like.
I'm getting
well,
younger.
since the last time we did catch up, The Secret's out. Album. It's coming. We know a little bit more about it now, which is very exciting. I have heard it. It's very good. Let's get that out of the way for a start. But I want to talk about stolen copies. No, let's start with the title, The Jaws of Life. I know you guys have talked a little bit about the kind of meaning behind that, but yeah, let's just sum it up. Why was that the phrase you wanted to sum up this particular collection of new songs?
I think it seemed to represent the songs and the lyrics and like the whole feel of the album. You know, it just kind of, I guess in short, it's just about how life can try and sink its teeth into you and devour you and trying to find your way out of that. And I think this album represents like, getting out of that grip and seeing the light again and breaking through. So yeah, that's kind of the deep meaning behind it. But also I just like how it sounds.
You told me you got it from the back of a cereal box.
Damn it, Jaime.
Yeah, that'd be a hell of a cereal. You need the jaws of life to devour this sugary cereal.
I come up with this deep, like, boring...
We can have a little bit of both. That works, but it's genuinely it's a
secrets,
great record, guys. It is a great record.
Thank you, brother.
I know you've talked a little bit about a kind of a lot of the 90s feel in there. There is a lot of 90s influence. I can hear particularly a lot of Pumpkins in there, and I'm a big Pumpkins fan, so I think that really kind of works in there. I want to pick out a few specific moments. Let's start with that opener, Death of an Executioner, because I mean, there's first songs and then there's opening tracks, and this is the latter. This kicks off a record into. Did that always feel like this is track one, this is how we've got to open a record?
Not really, actually. We weren't sure where to put that one until somebody suggested that it should be first, and then it like blew our minds. And then we were like, oh yeah, we're idiots. That's probably where it should go.
That song was definitely, funny enough, it was the hardest one to finish.
Wow.
The hardest. That one was just sitting on a shelf, and we're just like, we don't know how to package this at all. And I think there was only one place for it, and that was in the beginning of the album because it didn't really make sense anywhere else. So.
Yeah, we battled it out in the studio, man. That one took years off of our lives.
It's one I'm excited to hear when that eventually makes into a live set as well. I think that's going to kick things off very, very nicely. Let's talk about the latest single that people will have heard as well, Emergency Contact. Very different vibe to past Nirvana. I think that speaks, across the record. You're playing with a lot of different sounds, a lot of kind of different tempos and melodies in there. Tell me a little bit about that single in particular. When did Emergency Contact come together?
Yeah, that was written in Seattle. I took a little writing trip up Seattle to get inspired and just kind of like feel all the grunge vibes. And I just love Seattle in general. It feels like kind of like a second home to me. So went and worked at a house up there. Do you know who MXPX is?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so Mike from MXPX owns this house. So it was written in that house. And just like, kind of wanted to capture that simplicity of that 90s kind of vibe where it's just, you don't have to get too complicated. Just try and make sure that the riffs are powerful. And so yeah, it was just kind of finding like that power and the simplicity with that song. And then the concept was I just like that concept of emergency contact, of like the one that you love being your emergency contact. So
yeah, no, it definitely comes across very, very well. And like we say, nice little mixes on there. We keep mentioning those 90s influences. I mean, some of the personnel you've got on there definitely helps with that. You've got your man from Third Eye Blind in here.
Yes.
That's got to be so nice to have somebody who was such a part of that era being able to come in on a record that's clearly so indebted to that era as well. Tell me a little bit, I guess, about working with Brad and what he kind of brought to the table.
Yeah, Brad is... he's one of my favorite drummers in the world. Third Eye Blind's my favorite band, and it was like such an honor to be able to work with one of my heroes. And I think of Brad as a creative drummer. He makes things that sound memorable as a drummer, and I always thought he has. And so we wanted as much of that as we could possibly get out of Brad. So we did a lot of rehearsing, and I even went over to his house and we were in his back room with his kids playing on the drums and playing with the mics, and we were, we wanted as much, of Brad Hargreaves as we could get on this record, and I think we got it.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, someone else you've been working with on the record, we got Paul Meany behind the kind of production
The
desk
Meany
there.
Meister.
I mean, people will know from his work in Mutemath, but also, he's been so he worked with like 21 Pilots on the last couple of records and all that kind of stuff. He's really, really interesting guy in what he brings to the table. How was that working experience for you guys getting to work with Paul?
It was great. I mean, we've never actually worked with a former artist before on any record, right. So this was, having him be the front man for Mutemath and seeing him on stage and like his personality and stuff. He kind of brought that to the studio in the sense of like this wacky, creative, wild, like, hey, let's try this, let's do this. Like he was just moving a million miles an hour, and we were just like along for the ride. So it definitely got us out of our comfort zone, and it made it a fun experience too, because we were in a house in New Orleans. Like, what better place to be, like just hanging with the whole team there in New Orleans. And yeah, we tried a lot of stuff that we normally wouldn't have done without someone like him.
Yeah, that's so nice to have someone there who can just bring something a little bit new and then actually kind of explore some new sounds.
Throw it at the wall, see what sticks,
Yeah, exactly.
That's right.
There you go.
And I threw a lot of stuff at the wall. Nothing stuck. They were just making a mess everywhere. The whole house, breaking windows. No,
desperately hoping something will stick to that wall. Little guest feature on there, Chloe Moriondo, who's such an exciting new artist and another person who really cites the scene that you guys came out of and definitely represent, but like took it in a completely new direction. You guys obviously have your acoustic moments and that kind of stuff to sound, but like she really kind of took the essence of it and did something really different with it, I think. Tell me a little bit about working with her. And
Yeah, absolutely. I met Chloe just like she had done a song where she had mentioned our band in one of her songs. So that's kind of how we met. Like, our manager just connected us and we became friends. And then I just kind of fell in love with her as an artist. I love her voice. I think she's so talented, and her voice is beautiful. And she's like out of the box too. She's creative. She does like things that you wouldn't expect. And so, I really wanted to do something with her. So, when she agreed to do the song, I was so stoked. And I just think she crushed it. Like, her voice sounded so good. When we got her vocals back, oh my God.
It really changed the whole vibe of the track. It elevated it to a level that you wouldn't expect just from someone just singing the parts that are already there. It's just, we were like, yep, that's it.
Yeah.
We've done it. She did it. So
understood the assignment. Just
oh
went
my
straight
God.
and got it done.
As they would say.
Chloe,
As they would say.
you're a badass.
Shout out Chloe right there. Vic, I wanted to mention as well, someone that we've been working with recently was Cavetown. We did our own issue of Rock Sound there. You obviously appeared on the track on that album. Again, I mean, Robin's just cited you as being a massive influence. You guys, really one of the first band he ever loved. Tell me a little bit about getting to work on that track.
Yeah, Robbie has become like a really good friend. He actually came out to both of our London shows,
That's
and
nice.
that was really cool to see him. We just met kind of the same way I met Chloe, just like random through friends and stuff like that, through our managers. And he was writing in San Diego at a house at the beach, like literally on the beach. He got this dope house to write his album, and it was like 10 minutes from me, and so he asked me to come over, and we worked on a song one day, and it was super cool to see how he makes his music compared to how we make our music, or how anyone makes music. I've never seen anyone make music the way he does, and it was just like so like simplistic, like just him sitting there with a little guitar right there, little mic, no speakers. He didn't even have speakers. He was just like all just right on his laptop, and it was like super cool to collaborate with him and just kind of, I don't know, just see where we met in the middle. And I think that song came out really cool. I was very, very stoked on his whole album. It's really cool.
Yeah, no, it's a really great record. No, it's nice to see that for sure. Like I say, he's got an issue of Rock Sound that's available now. And speaking of issues of Rock Sound that are available now, let's plug that straight away. Cover Boys right here. Cover Stars, which we like. And
Cover
of course, Cover Rock Sound going in depth
like
on this new record, which is so exciting. Like I say, genuinely really, really enjoy what I've heard of it. And like,
do we pay you for that? Or
you don't? I mean, we saw it afterwards. I saw that through the PR afterwards anyway. No, it's a really, really great piece of work, guys. I'm really looking forward to people hearing it, and I want to leave you with this. What are your hopes for when fans actually do finally get to hear it? When they go for that first listen on release day, is there anything you hope you take away from that first listen? I want this from each of you guys, by the way. I want to hear what your hopes are.
They don't think it sucks.
Oh, come on. We can aim high.
Isn't that really the core of it all, though?
We just don't want to suck, No,
honestly, I think that's what drives my whole life. It's just trying not
That's
to
worse
suck, man.
aims. I mean, come on.
open-minded. Just enjoy. It's still us, but a little different.
Yeah.
Light a candle.
Light a candle. Do your best little bath bomb or
Some incense.
Incense. Me personally, I like to throw a little dish soap in my bath, but I get weird.
The jaws of life. Dish soap in your bath.
Throw a little dish, a little fabuloso.
Fabuloso, and and turn the lights down low, and enjoy. And I hope it doesn't suck.
Oh God, we're gonna see that on billboards now in the lead up. I hope it doesn't suck.
The ideal experience.
No.
That's how we recommend you listen to it.
We're talking about Dolby Atmos. Nah, take a bath. Dish soap.
Bath with dish soap. You heard it here first, everybody. No, I think there's no way people are going to be disappointed with this one. This feels like a real big step for you guys in a really positive way.
We're really excited, and we're really excited to be back playing shows. The response in the U.S. and in the U.K. has been, I think, bigger and better than we've ever thought. Yeah. So, especially with so many new fans, we're just along for the ride.
Nice.
Thank you to all the fans for coming out. These shows have been insane.
Yeah, so cool to see. I'll leave you with this final question. I don't know how much you're allowed to tell me, but beyond album, I take it we got more touring plans for next year. Like, what is on the cards for 2023 moving forward?
Oh yeah, absolutely. We're booking it out. We're going for a while. We just talked to our UK Europe agent about coming back. So we're gonna be working on that, man.
We're only 3 shows in, and we're already talking about coming back.
Yeah. There you go. That's how much we love you guys over here.
Of course we'll come back.
Need to get you back, guys. Absolutely. Harder, better, faster, stronger every single time. Guys, always great to have you back in the UK. Great to see you. And yeah, congrats on the album. Look forward to getting out in the world, all right?
Good to see you, brother. You look handsome.
Oh, stop it, you. Pierce the veil, everybody.